Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at each life path number's forecast for the full moon that's coming up on November 27th, 2023. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading to take a look at your own numerology and your year ahead forecast or anything else you want to take a look at, you can book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Also, this is a great time to get your year ahead forecast and your diamond forecast to take a look at what energies may be presenting for you in the year of 2024. So let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for the full moon on November 27th. Life path number 2, this full moon is bringing in the energy of the 11-2. So your own energy of the 2, but also sort of that added vibration of the 11. So there's something about inspiration, what inspires you that's coming in around this full moon that's asking you to take action towards what inspires you. You also have the energy of caterpillar coming through with your animal wisdom message. And so it's interesting because with caterpillar, there's something here about, scarcity, sort of lack mentality, or fear of loss, or even fear of like success. And I know that sounds, contradictory, like who has fear of success? But a lot of people, and, with imposter syndrome and all of these things, right? Where, we want maybe success, but we also sort of fear what it will take to get there. And, will people take us serious, and et cetera, et cetera. So there's definitely something here where this full moon is really shining a light on where it is that you're holding yourself back from doing what inspires you. And so I'm getting the feeling like this is probably going to be something around, I was going to say around career, but it doesn't have to be. It can be like maybe you're in a relationship that is not, serving you or the other person, right? It's not for the best interest or the higher good of everyone involved, right? And so this energy, if you're in a relationship that's taking your inspiration away and it's toxic or it's not healthy or it's not beneficial for, again, everybody involved, then, this energy is going to help to push you to make some changes, to make some adjustments so that you can move into something that does inspire you, something that does fill you up, that supports you in your movement forward and your evolution and progression. So with caterpillar, again, there's something here about like scarcity consciousness, fear of loss. So again, it can be like fear of loss of a relationship or fear of loss of money or status or whatever the case may be. But there's something that is holding you back from making some kind of significant change towards something that inspires you, lifts you up, ignites your passion type thing. So somewhere in your journey, in your experience, there's something that is diminishing your light. And you always have the choice in how you're going to sort of modify or rectify that. And so with the 11-2 can bring in challenges. It can bring in additional challenges when it's in a cycle. And a lot of times, it's not punitive. It is to help us to see what's not working and what it is that we need to close out or modify to help work, right? So that we can move into a much more aligned environment and situation. So I do think that this can be a bit of a sensitive or emotional full moon in that there's something that has to close out. There's something that needs to be modified or set down and revisited maybe later, but that you're going to have to initiate something that starts that process of modification, right? So wherever it is in your life that feels like the inspiration has been sucked out of you or continues to be sucked out of you, this is going to be a time where you're going to have to make some decisions and start to try to move through those mindsets or those belief systems that are holding you back. Like if you're in a relationship and you're like, well, I might as well stay in this relationship even though it's not serving anyone, and it's served its purpose, because I might not meet somebody else, or I'm afraid of being alone, or whatever the case may be, then those, of course, are bigger things to work through that need to be looked at and to be addressed. And I do think this full moon can bring that up for you. So, because ultimately what it's trying to do, and especially the 11-2, is to clear the path of obstacles that are holding you back from what, ignites your spirit, puts you in spirit or inspired. So just be aware of that. If things, sort of come on the chopping block during this full moon, it's things that really need your attention and need some kind of a decision and some kind of modification. So it's up to you, of course, what you do with it, but I do think that that's going to be highlighted for you over the course of the couple weeks following this full moon from the 27th. So I hope it's a beautiful one for you all. Take care. Bye for now.